Good evening to all American and to all everybody in this world. This is my number 4 video since the election, or before the election, even 3-4 days of 2020 of the President of the United States. So we do have an ex-president and we do have an election president that he can't go in power yet because they won't let him. They still haven't given him all his rights. And the first video I make, I already see all that before the election. I see Joe Biden, Mr. President Joe Biden was gonna win big time, and I know he was gonna have far of electric vote, and my worry was at that time in my first video was transfer of powers, because everybody is surprised now what's going on. Well, I mean, the ex-president talked about it 3-4 weeks before the election. Say, if I don't win, that means something goes wrong, and that means that I'm still the president, and I don't know. They ask him straight out if he's gonna be accepting the result, and he said, well, I don't know, we wanna see at that time. Again, I'm not into political or anything, but I just have seen the news, CNN, for the last 4 years. With the ex-president is a showtime every day. We don't see anything in the news beside talking about the president and what problem and what issue is going on. He make it showtime. When we have President Obama or President Clinton or President, you name it, Reagan, anyone, we never have that problem. We see the president once a week, once every 2 weeks. Common things will happen. Things happen outside the state. Worldwide news. But our ex-president, just that he wants all the attention to himself. So every day the news was just talking about him. Maybe they overdo it a little. Maybe they overdo it, but he gave him material to do it. He was the one who supplied them the material for them to talk about him. So I don't know. Maybe when he wake up in the morning with a different mood, he just decide to do this. Attack Fulan, attack this guy, attack that judge, attack that. So I mean, it was kind of different because the president shouldn't be in contact with anyone who's gonna say something about him. He should just keep moving. He won't stop and just look at that person or that image and start talking back to him. It doesn't make sense. I mean, I never see any president in any place in the world do that. Even in the third world, like the countries that they have no government, they have just a president, and the president does not do that. So he can't take anything personally. He can't say, I'm going to help this part of the country and this part. No, because you are the president of the whole country. And one thing we need to remember is everybody is like worried and scared because he's the president. Well, the truth is he worked for us. We don't work for him. We choose the president as a job to be a president for a certain time, and he should be working for us. With all the respect for him, I'm not trying to download his image or anything. No, I'm not. I'm just saying the truth. The truth is the president work for the people. The people elect the president so he can do their job for them, because they gave him all this responsibility to take care of the country. It's a job. 4 years, another 4 years, if you get elected again. But if we decide, if the numbers comes for a different person, if the majority choose a different person, like everybody else, your job is done. Thank you very much for what he did. Bad or good, it doesn't matter. And you just move on. You don't fight for a job, when somebody comes and says, you know what, we're laying you off, how are you gonna fight that? How do you argue? What is the argument it's about? So the news now is like everybody's surprised, like, oh, what are you doing? What he's doing? Oh, I mean, he talked about it. He said that a month ago. And it's just common sense again. One more time, go back to my first video. Common sense. The president worked for us. We don't want. We are not working for him. He cannot tell us what to do. He can run the country, yes. He can run the government, yes. But he cannot push us to accept things we're not going to accept. It doesn't work that way. Democracy is democracy. So we elect the president to work for our side, to watch out how we're living, and to make sure everybody is happy as much as he can in this country. I know that there is no president that's going to satisfy 100% of the people, but at least you do your best to satisfy half, 70%. There is always going to be somebody who don't like what the president do, but it cannot be measured the way we have it. So I don't know what else to say. We're all waiting to see how this is going to end. Today is it's almost 9 o'clock here in California, and today is the 14th of November, and we just have a bunch of people went to Washington D.C. Making problems and trying to see if they can have the ex-president back. Well, what are you fighting for? That's why there is an election. There is numbers. We go by numbers here. It's been like this for the last 240, 50 years. Whoever win, and whoever lose. It's over. It's nothing to talk about. It's just 1, 2, 3. He went and make 7, 8, 9 courts that the election was fraud and all that. Well, I mean, all that been through out of court because there was no evidence for that to happen. As the news says, and everybody know that the same time the president was getting elected, the senator was getting elected, they never complain about the process of how the senator, the Republican, win, but they only complain about the president because he didn't win. So if I don't win, do I have to make a problem and say it was a fraud in there? When each state already say, and most of the state was Republican who run the state, says that we didn't have any fraud, we have a very a smooth operation here counting vote. We don't see any problem. But game is on. I mean, the game is just on. I wish everything goes in peace and we shouldn't see any problem. I hope from my heart that we don't have to go through anything because everybody is stressed out, everybody is broke, economy is bad, the sickness is killing us. I mean, nobody's happy. I mean, we're not only worried about the president, we worry about ourselves, our kids, our family, how we're gonna survive tomorrow. If your business is closed, how are you gonna reopen that? If you're working somewhere, you're fired, you can't get a job. I mean, it's just too much at once. And then we don't have someone to lead this. So where are we gonna go? Where is America gonna go? Is America's gonna lose the spot, the best spot, been holding the world for the last 100 years, leading the world? We lead the world, and we still capable to. Not because we're better than them, because the system. This country succeed and everybody love it because the system. There is a system, give everybody his right, and give everybody his image, and give everybody his protection. Nobody is above the law. It doesn't matter who you are, you have to go straight. You go wrong, you are in trouble. And that's why everybody believes in this country. And that's why everybody's dying for this country without a problem. Everybody got in love with it because of the system. They built the perfect system. So how we gonna allow one person to break all that system? And no one can stop him. No one can tell him anything. Do we have problem with the system? Do we need to fix anything in the system to get back so nobody else can come and become a president and do what's been done right now? Because nobody can stop him. There's no one even can open his mouth. He does the way he wanted. He still doesn't recognize what's really going on. I don't know how far this is gonna go, but God was us, and I just wanted to close my eyes and open it and see everything get back to normal, with no issues, with no engagement of any kind. I don't want people to start fighting each other because a perfect legal transaction is going on. Why? Because he have 70 million follower or 70 million that elected them. Well, it happened to be the other person got 75 million, so he's the winner. It goes by number. It doesn't go by how I feel. Numbers control this. So when we have 306 versus 234, I mean, it's not even close by to say it's just the gap is too big. And again, we don't work for him, he works for us. With all the respect, I mean, he's the president, he have the highest chair in the country, yes. He have the highest position in the country, yes. But you still work for the American people. So if the American people decide that time is off, now we're going to restart with someone else, that should be respected. Because the country doesn't belong to one person, it belongs to 300 change numbers. That's what America belongs to. Belongs to the people. We choose the government, we choose the senator, we choose the mayor, we choose the governor, the senator, the whatever, we choose it. There's an election for everything. So we have the rights to elect this person, that person. We see that person is going to do better. We elect that person. So that is the freedom of the United States of America, and that's how this country is free. When we say freedom, that is the freedom. You don't come to the first country of the freedom and make it the opposite and rule it by force. It doesn't work that way. There's no common sense. Nobody going to accept that. I mean, and then it's not the United States of America then. But I'm 100% that we are living a real dream. This is the United States of America. And we will always overcome our problem. So pray to God, everybody thinking the same way, that we get back to where we start, and we just start to have someone controlling that pandemic, because it's just going and beyond reality. And we still have to wait 2 months to see what's going to happen. In these 2 months, what's going to be the numbers? That we're going to really have hospital to take care of people? With the winter coming, cold is coming, normal cold is coming, and people are going to get confused. Everybody catch a cold, he won't know if it's a cold or COVID. How would he know? You'll be able to be scared to go to a doctor, to go to the hospital, because you don't know what you're going to catch in there. So, and maybe there is no space anymore. Doctors are shutting down. Hospital is shutting down. Are we going to die because someone decided to stay in his chair? Best country in the world. Best of the best. The richest. The most knowledgeable. the most freedom. I mean, I can't count how many benefit in this country is and what this country can do for the whole world. We should not have a problem. We should not have that kind of problem. We're not talking about a hurricane comes and hit a state or something. We're talking about a hurricane that is hitting everybody in pandemic time, in a time that everybody is scared to get sick. And it doesn't matter you're poor, you're rich, you have, you don't have. If the sickness is after you, it's gonna get you. So the only thing we can do is to try to fight that sickness to stop it. So we go back to normal. I mean, you want to open the states and open all the business. I know business people, restaurant, stores are scared about their money, but you know what? If we're gonna keep it going, it's gonna close by itself anyway. Even if the government doesn't close it, the people are gonna die. How are you gonna get rich? Who are you gonna sell to? People are gonna run out of money because there's no jobs. So even if you keep your restaurant open, you're just helping to kill more people. I know you're not forcing them to come to you, but you're giving them the chance to sit down and transmit all this sickness. And then what? In 6 months from now, what you don't want now, we're going to have to accept it because either you like it or not, it's going to happen. If you're so mad and upset now, I'm not going to wear a mask. He cannot tell me to wear a mask. He cannot tell me to close my restaurant. He cannot tell me to close my business. Okay. Even if we go alone with you. In 6 months from now, you're going to accept it either you like it or not because nobody's going to tell you. Life is going to tell you. People is not going to show up because they got sick. Or they die already because of the sickness. Or whatever. It's just time. So are we smart as we used to be? We cannot put economy versus people. Oh, the economy have to open, the people have to go back to school and this and this and that. Well, we're dying. So if we're not alive, we don't need the money. We don't need to go to a restaurant because we're not alive or we're gonna die. So it's just very basic. It doesn't need IQ to be smart, genius, to know that health versus money. Health first. We take care of the pandemic first. We see how we control it. And then, even if we get tighter and tighter, even if we have to starve. But when we go back to life, it's a freedom. We don't have to wear the masks. We can just go on, restart again. Not a problem. We've been having worse time than this in the 40s. I don't know what year, 47 or 48, whatever. The first depression. I mean, America was in starvation at the time. And we overcome that and we become wealthy again. So, do we have a problem doing it again and again? No, we don't. We just have to think smart. And I didn't study that, it's just common sense of life. What I'm gonna do is a nice car and a beautiful house and a lot of money in my bank if I'm not healthy. Or if I'm in the hospital with a machine and I'm gonna die. What that's gonna help me with? I don't need, once you're in the hospital, you don't need none of that. You say, I'll give everything away, I just wanna be alive. And the number is not becoming easy now, 100,000 and 140 and a day. How many 100,000 do we have? We only 300 million, so in time, we're gonna reach the 300 million. If we don't find a stop for it, well, a vaccine is coming up, it's gonna 90%. Well, you know what? 50% of the people are scared from the vaccine. Because vaccine, to be accurate, as they say 90%, it have to be at least 1 year, 2 years in the market for people to know that the reaction of this is this. It doesn't kill you after a year or 2 years. I'm not saying that they're making a bad vaccine. I'm just saying every vaccine takes time for people to trust it 100%. So it doesn't mean that they're gonna come with the vaccine by the end of the year that everybody's gonna run and take it. A lot of people have the doubt in their head. Not because they're Republican or because they're Democrat. No, it's because that's how people is. Some people have the guts to go ahead and give it to me. And most of the people know. They didn't think that way. They need to see it happening, so they get used to it, and then they go and do it. So by the time everybody get convinced and all of this happen, how many gonna be infected, and how many is gonna be gone? So should we worry about money now, and stock market? And how many people in the United States have stock market? I don't know, so I won't say the number, but just you and me talking here. How many do you know have stock market, and how many do you know he doesn't have stock market? So the majority don't care about the stock market because they're not into it. There's people making billions every day, but 90% they didn't see even a dollar out of it because they're not playing that game. So don't tell me the economy is good and everything is beautiful because stock market is perfect. Well, it's perfect for people are perfect in their money wise. People doesn't have stock, they don't give a damn how the stock market is. Seriously. Because it doesn't help them. It's not gonna put food on the table because stock market is up. It's not gonna pay the rent because stock market is up. So again, I wish the best. I hope the best. I haven't seen anything else. All I see was Biden winning and problem or almost a problem for transfer of power. But beside that, that's all that I can come up with at that time. So now I'm just hoping and wishing I put my heart through it that we get up in peace and we go sleep in peace and this country go back in their feet as it used to be and better. And I'm proud of this country and proud of every American, and let's see what God is have hiding for us. Maybe the best. We just don't know. But we always have to have this confidence that God will take care of it. And I do have that. So it doesn't matter how stressed I am right now, but I know things are gonna get better. And for a reason or not, it's just the sky is gonna clear. So let's all pray that sky clear. You guys have a good night and wish the best for everybody.